Entitled ex-girlfriend wants the engagement ring I never gave her because she broke up with me before I could propose. Gets arrested for her troubles. This is an old story. A while back I was dating this girl for roughly 2 years. I thought things were going great, but apparently, she was just dating me because she liked to tell people she was in a relationship. No. That's how it went with her. The way she described me was too immature, decent in bed, and honestly not worth the rest of my life. Exact words she said to a friend of her after we broke up. Anywho, I am getting ahead of myself. I went out and bought a ring, had this entire thing planned out to propose to her. However, she was suddenly not available for several weeks in a row. Well, my fears rang true as she suddenly showed up at my place one day. She acted like everything was normal as we talked, and she was grabbing everything that was hers. About halfway through I just kinda looked at her and said, "Don't forget your hairdryer. It would be awkward to have to come back over after you dump me." This sparked a long and awkward conversation where she was fake crying. I had realized right then and there that I was an idiot. The way she acted, the way she spoke, and the way she treated me just screamed that she did not care. I was devastated, but seeing her made me angry. I had realized she was lying to me this entire time. About a month later, a friend of hers called me up, asked if she could come over to talk. I asked why. She said my ex pissed her off and she wanted to tell me some things. My mind goes to horrifying things like she needs to warn me I need to see a doctor or things like that. Well, her friend came over and we chatted for a while. See, her friend was beyond pissed off, talking ending the relationship pissed off at her. So her way to get back at her friend was to sleep with her ex-boyfriend. Me being in my mental state, I said yes. More like I said, "Huh, sure, yeah, we can do that if you really want to." So she ends up staying over for a few days as we get to talking about my ex. I tell her about the ring and she had the best idea to get back at my ex. "Let's lay down in bed and post a pic of ourselves with the ring in between us." Yeah, I thought it was a terrible idea, but I wanted my ex to feel like crap, so, well, there you go. Not even 2 hours later my ex was at the door. We posted the picture at like 11 a.m. and she was at my place at 12:40 something. Right off the bat, she tried to act like breaking up with me was a mistake. She said that I was the best boyfriend she ever had, and she was getting scared with how serious things were getting. She said she made a terrible mistake in breaking up with me. Well, her friend immediately goes into a rant about my ex, saying that she was manipulative and that neither of us would believe this sob story she was giving. Gotta say, I'm very glad her friend was there, 'cause my stupid ass was believing my ex. I reminded her of how she treated me when she broke up and that she should go home. She was wasting her time. Well, now she brought up the ring. Said she owed it under the law, said that rings are gifts and that I cannot take it back. In unison, me and her friend said that I never gave it to her. We both looked at each other and laughed a bit as the absurdity of the situation was getting outrageous. She said she was owed that ring and that she was not leaving without it. At about this time, a police officer came up the stairs wanting to know what the trouble was. I guess we made enough noise that neighbors called the police. The female officer asked what the situation was. Everyone tried to talk at once, and the officer shut us down. Pointed to my ex and asked her what the problem was. She said she was trying to pick up her stuff after we broke up. She asked me if it were true. I explained the situation, how my ex broke up with me before I had the chance to propose and that she was never given the ring. Throughout the conversation, 2 more officers showed up, one a supervisor. The whole story was explained like 4 times. At one point my ex said that the money from the ring will let her pay off her car. Ever see a moment when someone says something so outrageous that everyone looks at them in utter disgust? I responded with that the ring isn't expensive, it was bought used off of a website, and I reminded her that I am an IT tech. So this wasn't a ring that was 10-12K, more like 1-1.5K. The anger and rage that came over her face were immediately apparent to everyone. She stepped forward and punched me in the chest, and kicked at me before being tackled to the ground by the female officer. The supervisor on scene told us to go inside while they get her under control. We did, and about 10 minutes later they came back. They wanted my statement. I told them I didn't want to press charges against her, but they said, yeah, it doesn't work like that. We saw it, so it's being processed. She ended up getting misdemeanor offense for it. Story number 2. Not your free babysitter, thanks for asking though. So I have a distant friend. She is a friend of a friend of a friend type deal. She has 3 kids. I have 3 cats. Ha! Her kids are enrolled in a camp very close to my house. Pickup for the camp is at 4 p.m. The line for pickup for the kids is 3 p.m. Yeah, it can take a long time to pick up kids at that camp. A big old line of cars forms up every day to get the kiddies. It's a bit chaotic. Now here is the story. This friend of a friend has been using her lunch breaks to fetch the kiddies from camp. Sometimes the traffic is so bad she is late getting back to work. I'm not sure if she takes the kids with her to work or drops them off someplace, but the situation at work is getting dicey. Her boss is sick of her coming back late. Now, I live very close to this camp. My house is on the pick up your kid parade route these parents are on. Oh, there are some angry humans waiting to get into that school for those kids. Mark my words. Friend of a friend has come up with a brilliant idea, in her eyes anyway. She has asked me to go get the kids for her. All 3 of them. She would like me to take them back to my house, give them a snack or something, and wait for her to pick them up. She thinks it will be much easier to fetch them from my house than the camp since she has to drive into the camp and I can merely walk. I said no. I am not a babysitter, I'm not a nanny. I'm an artist, I have a job, I work from home, but I have a job. I'm not watching 3 kids under the age of 10 for unknown hours and have to provide snacks for them as well. She said that she would pay me $20 to fetch the kids. I said no. I already have $20, so I'm good. She does not find this funny, but I sure did. She tells me she is a single mom trying to do her best. It takes a village. I am so close to the camp, why can't I just do this favor for her? I say, because it's not a favor. It's a job. I already have a job, I work from home, I am an artist. Also, I don't know your kids. I barely know you. I'm not watching 3 stranger kids for anyone. That is just how that cookie crumbles. Well, she is unhappy. Very, very unhappy. Her next plan is set into motion, send in the mommy group. She gets my friend and few other friends to email and calls me. Nothing like a good mommy wagon train to circle around with. Except, that doesn't work either. You see, I'm not in high school, so the whole peer pressure thing no longer applies to my life. I don't care if they like me or not. Also, I'm not a human mommy, I'm a fur baby mommy. Other fur baby mommies don't care about such things. We are a super laid-back group in general. We have a pick up your kids poop and I'll pick up my kids poop policy. Mommy group made some big points with me. 1, how easy it would be for me to get the kids from the camp. 2, I could do arts and crafts with the kids until mom came and got them. 3, I would not be lonely during the day because I would have kids to play with. 4, it would be a nice thing to do for a single mom who is struggling with a situation right now. All really interesting points. That have absolutely no impact on me. Arts and crafts with the kiddies? Are you for real? I don't do arts and crafts, I sell art for a living. I'm not a freaking Michaels. The kids can't help, I don't want them to, and my studio some days are a full-on wreck. I don't even let the cats in there on those days. Plus single mommy with 3 kids is driving a new BMW. Perhaps she should have gotten a more economic car and a professional nanny. I reminded them all that if it was so easy to do this one thing, then they too can get the kids from the camp. Hell, park in my dang driveway if you need be, ladies. Then they can walk in and grab the kids. Take them home and do arts and crafts. Plus friend of a friend will pay them $20 for their trouble. Not sure if that's for the week or per day, but who cares? It's like printing money at that point. All they have to do is provide the snacks and wait for her to claim the kids. Also truly funny reply, but still not getting a laugh from the mommy group. In fact, I only got stunned silence and I think cricket sounds. I'm just not hitting my target audience with this humor. Welp, it took a while for friend of a friend to see that I'm not willing to provide childcare for free, for the $20, or for the sake of the village. I also pointed out that my idea of juice boxes is a frenzy refreshing white carton. And my idea of a snack is waiting until dinner. All points she finds to be unhelpful and not practical. Sadly, friend of a friend mommy is still racing to get her kids from the camp. Turns out the mommy group folks are just too busy to fetch the kiddies for her too. Bummer, I know. I thought it would be so easy for them, since they had made such good points about picking them up. Life moves on, camp is still swinging, the parade of cars grows longer and slower every day. Then today this happened. I am inside my house sitting on my couch binging the good, the bad, and the ugly of street food vendors on YouTube. I hurt my back, so I'm leaning on a heating pad. You can see me from my living room window if you are on the parade of cars picking up their kids from the camp. My feet up on the coffee table, my cats are on porch, my juice box haha Franzia is to the right of me, winky face. Just then, I get an angry text on my phone. I thought you said you were working. Too busy to get kids. Looks you're just sitting there doing nothing but watch TV. What the hell is the matter with you? Why can't you be a better friend? OMG. It's friend of a friend. Neato. To which I answer, I am working, I'm on my iPad drawing. I am an artist, I can do that. Gee, ain't my work grand? I am too busy to get your kids. It looks like I'm watching TV because I am watching TV. YouTube, dancing bacon, street fair in Malaysia, cool. I highly recommend if you ever get second to yourself. I hurt my back, so that's what the hell is wrong with me, thanks for asking. And I can't be a better friend because I don't want to pick up your kids. I feel like if we got closer and communicated more, I would be obligated to fetch your babies. You do see how my way is more convenient. For me. Her, those blasted dancing things on the text chat. Me, are you sitting in the car outside my house right now? Her, slight pause, yes. Me, turns around slowly, big old wine glass in my hand. I smile, I wink. I lift the glass. I text cheers. God, if only I had some pot to light up, now that would have been perfect. She was not amused. Still no laughs. I think I'm losing my touch. Are you laughing, dear reader? Yes, she does know I'm on Reddit. Hi. If you're reading this, thanks for making me laugh today. Story number 3. Entitled Neighbor Screams at Us for Letting Our Dog Impregnate Hers. A woman I have seen around the neighborhood but never actually met came over to me and Mom while we were in the yard. She leaned on our wall and started shaking her finger at us, claiming she had a bone to pick with us because our dog got her dog pregnant. Mom asked her which dog it was, and she pointed at my German Shepherd/Mal mix and said, "That one. I saw him in my yard and he got my dog pregnant." And started demanding monetary compensation for the extra cost of feeding, vet visits, time, etc. that will go into taking care of the mother and the expected litter. Mom let her rant for a few seconds and then told her that if our dog got hers pregnant, that she wanted a stud fee and pick of the litter, which got the woman even more heated. We told her it wasn't possible that our dog got hers pregnant, and she doubled down, claiming she had chased the offender out of her yard and said dog had jumped into ours. We told her we didn't doubt that, we were simply saying it wasn't possible for our dog to impregnate hers. When she asked why we let her in on the fact that our dogs are female, she waddled away pretty quickly after that. Edit, because people keep bringing this up, and I didn't put it in the original comment. My dogs are inside dogs who only go outside to do their business or get their zoom eyes out, always under supervision. My dogs are spayed, have been since they were old enough. My neighbor has a pair of German Shepherds that I have personally seen walking around the neighborhood, not fixed.